All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Kodash. And of course, as always, double honors to our apostles and our elders that, that rule well at Great Millstone. Salutations to all you sincere Akim that are preaching this word in all truth and sincerity. Okay, and shalom to you few Akwathium, you sisters and men that believe that are not necessarily prophets, as well as the children of the prophets, friends of the prophets, of these women that believe. And of course, there's going to be children that believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that are not necessarily prophets or that have parents that do believe. All right. This is Proverbs 27 and verse 12. My son, be wise and make my heart glad. What makes you wise, what gives you wisdom, okay, are following after and reading, meditating, applying to your everyday life and yourself these holy words, these wholesome words that are contained in the Holy Bible, in these scriptures. That's how you become wise, okay? Having the wisdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, not the wisdom of this world, okay? You could have the wisdom of this world and be nothing with or to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You got people that are wise to what? Do evil. Okay? So when it's saying, my son, be wise, it is saying to be wise and filled with the wisdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that is contained in these scriptures. Okay? And the way to obtain it, to obtain wisdom, is through the fear of the Lord and having faith. Okay? Wisdom is not going to dwell in a malicious soul, all right, or a body that is subject to sin. Which wisdom, the fear of the Lord, okay, it keeps you from sin. Okay, I'm not saying that we don't sin, but there are sins unto death that brothers ought not to pray for you about. Okay? If you're committing adultery, constantly having sex with other men's wives, okay, you're a fucking reprobate and you have no wisdom. All right? So it says, and make my heart glad, keeping these laws, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability, growing in wisdom, faith, knowledge, and fear of the Lord makes Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai glad. Okay? The scriptures say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai loveth them that dwell with wisdom. Okay? He only loves the elect. He only loves 1/3 of the nation of Israel as of right now. 2/3 of our people are reprobates that he appointed unto death and destruction. Okay? It says he has a great sacrifice in Basra. America is modern day Basra as well. Okay? Basra was a stronghold of Edom. America is a stronghold of this Edomite system. All right? And that great sacrifice that he has in Basra is you people. Okay, you so-called Americans. Okay, although we are citizens of America, citizens of modern Rome, modern Basra. Okay, we have citizenship here. This is not the land of our nativity. All right? It says that I may answer him that reproacheth me. And we need this wisdom to give answer to those that reproach Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is not going to come down and crack the clouds to speak to some bug out nigga. Okay? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is not going to get off his throne and come down and just talk to some, talk to one group of people. Okay, that's what we are here for on this earth. To be a image of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, we have their wisdom to answer those that reproach the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You got these people that'll say, oh, not my, in verbatim, not my Jesus. My God is a loving God. My God, that's hate. God don't hate. And we give answer to these guys. We go into the scriptures. Okay? That's why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai gave us this understanding. Okay, so we could save ourselves and save others that are willing to hear. Okay? And to convince the naysayers, the gainsayers. And if they cannot be convinced, they cannot be brainwashed, which that's a play on words, to be brainwashed, because people like to say, oh, you guys are brainwashed. Yeah, we are brainwashed. That means our brain, our mind has been cleansed. Okay, and if your brain can't be washed from the malware, okay, from the wickedness that this world has put on you, the wisdom of this world, okay, you're a bug out, you're a reprobate, okay, and you are going to get judged. All right? This is verse 13. Take his car, Slakia. The point is verse 12. A prudent man foreseeth the evil. Okay? We are prudent men. And we foresee the evil to come. Adawan Ratazah. We stay and remain prudent. All right, let me get the definition for the word prudent. All right, this is the word for prudent in the Hebrew. All right. The word there is Salakia. The word there is rawam. Rawam. And it says to be subtle, crafty, sly, sensible, prudent, okay, cunning, it says in a good sense, prudent, cautious. Okay? What allows us to be cautious, to understand right and wrong, is the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, wisdom. Okay? So it's saying a cautious man, okay, foreseeth the evil. That's why we don't just, we're not just into the things that you people are into. We don't, brothers don't go out to nightclubs. Okay? Brothers that I've been around, brothers that I met, okay, they don't like to go around those types of scenes. Now, if you went out to, say, one of these bars in the town, in the city, and there just happens to be a night where people are clubbing, they have music and people are doing, karaoke or whatnot, that's different. But just to go like strictly to places where you meet, where swingers go, that's not being prudent. That's not being wise, cautious. Okay, because we all know that a lot of adultery takes place in those things. And not just that, we don't like to go around where there's major crowds. We're not going to, Now these people will go to Christmas in the park, and out here in California they got X Fest, where they just block down streets and people are allowed to get drunk on the street in big old crowds. We're not doing that. Okay, me and the brother were up here in Northern California, close to the Bay Area. Okay, and not too long ago they had a Garlic Fest, which was in Gilroy, California. It's like close to San Jose, which is roughly about an hour and a half, 2 hours from us. And it's a garlic festival, but they had a fucking active shooter. All right, an Edomite active shooter that was wetting up, shooting up a lot of so-called Mexicans and blacks, so-called blacks, which are the tribes. This is the reason why we're cautious about going to certain events and doing things that you people are into. You know, we don't like to go out and do those things. Now, if you do, you know, that's on you. But we don't like to constantly indulge in the world. All right? It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil. What's coming to this world is evil. Okay, they're always talking about the WHO, which is World Health Organization, warning of a new variant. Okay, they're talking about sleeper cells. Okay, Iran is threatening to shoot missiles into major cities. Okay, sleeper cells being in these major cities. Okay, there's evils that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has prepared for this place, man. And Psalm 17:13 says, to deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Okay, he created the wicked, who is Esau, the so-called white man, for the day of evil. So this guy, he is, going to bring about these things and blame it on, Iran and, the people of these different countries, which they're all working together behind the scenes. All right, you can't be fooled. When you read Psalm chapter 83, it tells you that all these nations are confederate against us at the end of the day. Yeah, they have little, economy wars and things of that nature going on. And eventually they are going to go into a nuclear war against one another. But as of right now, they're still working behind the scenes. You got the United Nations, okay, which Psalm 83 is going into, how they are confederate against us. All right. So you got to be cautious, man, moving around in this world. Okay. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. When you're hidden, okay, that does not mean you're out in the open. And we hide ourselves first and foremost by being occupied in the word and spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That is how you actually hide yourself. Okay? You keep your soul from the vibration of this world. And also, physically you hide yourself. Because we can't be around these people, man. All right, there was a brother, I believe it was a brother, either New Jersey Saints or his brother was New Jersey Saints or Arrows of Indignation, and he did a pretty, very edifying and exhorting lesson video where it showed spirits in the elders of Texas camp, man. Spirits flying around in the background of the video. These spirits are actually out here, demons. And you can't see them. Sometimes you see them out the corner of your eye. Sometimes you see them jump on people and bug them out. But you don't actually see them, out and about in the open on a constant basis. Okay, but soon they are going to appear. They're going to show themselves. All right? but they're out there. They work on your mind. You just start thinking some crazy thoughts. People around you act like, come against you. Those are demons, man. That's why we have to hide ourselves. It says, but the simple pass on and are punished. That's the point. These people that take Yahweh Bashim Yahushai lightly for granted, take our words lightly for granted, abuse the prophets, the 1/3, okay, they're going to be severely punished with nuclear destruction. All right. But a prudent man, the righteous, the 1/3, the elect, we see the evil. We see what's coming. Okay, the mark of the beast, the microchip. Okay, World War III, a draft, civil unrest, martial law, economic decline, famine, chaos, anarchy. It's going to be like the purge on roids, man. We see that. So we have to hide ourselves in the strong tower of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which is this truth. All right, so with that, I want to give all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakah Kodash. And of course, as always, double honors to our apostles and our elders that rule well at Great Millstone. Until next time, Shalom.